It all began with a contract, 10 days, completely no strings attached. I never, ever believed that love could be negotiated. But there I was, sitting across from her in this dimly lit cafe, signing a piece of paper that said it could. Her name was Elena Blake, a confident, absolutely striking woman who seemed to carry power in every single glance. And me. I was Harper, a freelance photographer just barely keeping up with rent. Elena needed someone to pretend to be her girlfriend for 10 days. Just 10 days of public appearances, big smiles for the cameras, and a meticulously staged romancel to help her win over a key investor for her company. In exchange, she'd pay me more than I earned in 3 whole months. I hesitated, of course. Who wouldn't? But the way she said it, it's just 10 days. Harper, no emotions, no risks, made it sound so deceptively easy. So I took a deep breath and agreed. Our first date was a huge charity gala. Elena showed up in a navy satin dress, her hair swept up elegantly, and her scent just wrapped around me like some kind of irresistible temptation. As soon as she reached for my hand, the cameras started flashing. It was all supposed to be acting, but my pulse completely betrayed me. Her fingers felt so warm, so derivere, to so reassuring. We played our parts perfectly that night. She'd lean in close, whisper the lines we'd rehearsed, and laugh at all the right moments. But when the night was finally over and she helped me into her car, her hand brushed my cheek in a way that definitely wasn't in the script. "Good job tonight," she murmured, her eyes surprisingly soft. And right then, in that moment, something shifted inside of me. Day 2 was supposed to be a casual breakfast at her penthouse for some planned paparazzi leaks. And she cooked pancakes. Herself. I was completely shocked. The woman I had imagined living on nothing but takeout and espresso was actually humming while flipping pancakes, her hair all messy, barefoot in her own kitchen. "You're staring," she teased, catching me. I blushed. "Sorry, I didn't picture you doing this." She gave me this incredible smile, and her eyes just lit up. Most people don't. And that was the moment it really started the slow, steady unraveling of whatever walls I thought I had built around my heart. She wasn't just the powerful, untouchable CEO everyone saw. She was kind, she was funny, and she was lonely in ways that I recognized deep in my own soul. We talked for hours after that breakfast, long after the camera crew had packed up and left. We talked about her childhood, my string of failed relationships, and that quiet, nagging ache of pretending to be fine when you're anything but. By the second night, I realized I was craving her laughter more than I was craving the paycheck. By day 4, we weren't even pretending anymore. We went to a rooftop party, and her hand found mine without any hesitation. When her investor congratulated her on finding love, she smiled and she looked right into my eye. For just a second, I completely forgot we were supposed to be lying. Later that night, as we stood looking out at the glittering city lights, she said so softly, "You're making this harder than it should be." "What do you mean?" I whispered back, my heart pounding. "This was supposed to be simple," she said, her voice barely audible. "But when I look at you, it doesn't feel like business anymore." My heart just stopped. "Then maybe it isn't," I dared to say. And then she kissed me. It was slow and uncertain, but it was so real. The next few days just blurred into something incredibly tender and dangerously beautiful. She'd bring me coffee before I even woke up. I'd catch her just staring at me when she thought I wasn't looking. We even danced in her living room one night, barefoot, to a song that neither of us even knew the name of. But the 10th day was always looming, wasn't it? The day the deal was set to end. And when it finally arrived, she acted like absolutely nothing had changed between us. She thanked me politely, saying the arrangement had worked perfectly. I just smiled and nodded, trying desperately to keep my voice steady, glad I could help. But as I turned to leave, her voice cracked. "Hoppa, wait!" I stopped, my hand on the doorknob. When I turned back, she looked terrified. This was the woman who never showed a hint of weakness. "You were right," she said, her voice shaking slightly. "It stopped feeling like business. I don't want it to end." I took a step closer, my heart soaring. "Then don't let it." A month later, we went back to that same cafe where it all began, this time with no contracts, no cameras, no pretense. She reached across the table, took my hand just like she had that very first day, and smiled, that smile that I'd fallen for. "This time," she said, "I'm not offering you a deal, just me." I laughed softly. "You fell in love before the second day ended, didn't you?" Her eyes sparkled with mischief. "Maybe. But I was way too scared to admit it." I squeezed her hand tightly. "You're lucky I wasn't." And just like that, what started as 10 days of make-believe became the beginning of something more real than anything I'd ever known. Because sometimes love doesn't need a lot of time. It just needs the right person. Thank you so much for watching our story unfold. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content. We'll see ya in the next one.